Yes. Okay. Okay. So there was the Zen master who was a painter, like single brushstroke painting. You do a whole figure with a single brushstroke. And some rich person came to him and they said, "I need a picture of a cat for like a very important gift. I'll pay you very well." Zen master said, "Okay, fine." So then the person kept coming back every day. Is it done? Is it done? Is it done? The Zen master said, "Not done." The rich patron said, "Dude, can you hurry it along?" So finally, one day, the person came and they were very annoyed. They said, "Is it done?" The Zen master said, "Okay, 1 second." And he took out his brush and he made a single brush stroke of this perfect cat, this beautiful single brushstroke painting. So the rich person was like, on one hand, it's like, wow, that's a very beautiful cat. On the other hand, he said, "Are you trying to really annoy me? Like, why didn't you just do, why didn't you just do that when I first came?" And the Zen master opened up his painting drawer, and like 100 drafts spilled out. In other words, he had practiced the cat over and over again until he just really was ready to do it right. And another story, Gandhiji, as they call him in India, a mother brought her kid to Gandhi, and she said, "Gandhi, can you tell my kid to stop eating so much sugar?" So Gandhi said, "Bring him back in 2 weeks." She looked at him like, can't you just tell him, can't you just tell him right now? What's the big deal? So she brought him back in 2 weeks, and Gandhi said, "Okay, kid, listen, stop eating so much sugar." And the mom similarly was very annoyed. She said, "Gandhi, these last 2 weeks, he's just been eating like, what are sweets in India called? I can't remember. He's been eating all these sweets. And, you could have stopped him the whole time." And Gandhi said, "Listen, the truth is, when you brought him a couple weeks ago, I myself was eating too many sweets. And, I didn't want to be a hypocrite. And also, I want him to listen the first time I said it. So I had to stop eating too much sweets first before I told him." Um, so these stories, um, they're about the coming of the Mashiach because it all can't be revealed until the right time, you know? And if it's revealed too soon, it makes problems, etc. And it also just applies to everything in life. But the Mashiach's kind of like the big game. Now, the whole study of false messiahs is really fascinating. We look at Jesus as a false messiah. We look at Muhammad, I guess, as a false messiah or a false prophet or something. We look at Shabbatai Tzvi was the most famous false messiah of all time, probably. Well, him and Jesus for like competition. So, anyhow, the Rambam, I think it's in the Law of Kings. The Rambam says that God's purpose with the Christians and the Muslims was to spread the news of the coming of the Mashiach to every corner of the earth, so that everyone will know about it. Every Buddhist, every witch, every atheist, it'll all like be in their head, because the Islam and Christianity, obviously, they're like built on the Torah. They're like outgrowths that were problematic outgrowths that we have to prune off. But the Rambam was looking at it like, kind of optimistically. So the story about the Zen master and Gandhi, like Mashiach's just going to reveal himself at the right moment, and not 1 minute too sooner, not 1 minute too late. The Rambam also says we're not going to know what it's really going to be like until it happens. But the secret here in the hood is that a lot of us think Rob Berlin, could be it. Could be could be it. Now, yeah, I know. Let's not talk about it or whatever. A lot of you don't even know who he is, so you can. I'll try to always put links in the video below, and if I forget, just remind me. Yeah, below the video in the comments. So if I forget, just remind me. You can find out more about him there. But stepping back a second, yeah. So revealing things too soon, doing things too soon is a problem. You know, the whole Chabad thing is like, we want Mashiach now, like, blah, blah, blah. And I'm all for it, but it's more like stuff comes faster through patience, you know. In Chabad, they say the longer, shorter path, or the shorter, longer path. So the longer, shorter path, no, the the shorter, long path is like you do something right, so it takes a long time, but it actually goes more direct. You know, slow and steady wins the race. Slow and steady wins the race. So, basically, everything at the right time. Another mashal is there's a guy and a girl, and the guy falls in love with the girl, and he says, "Will you marry me?" And she gets all stressed out from the pressure, and she, you know, quits. And if he hadn't said it too soon and built the romance and everything, it might. If he had said it at the right time later, it might have worked, right? You can't push the hour. Some phrase like that. You can't push the river. You can't push the hour. You can't force the hour. So everyone I teach who's open to it, I get them to start training towards sitting in full lotus. That's like when you put one foot up on one thigh and one foot up on the other thigh. And that fits into this whole paradigm too, because you can't, if you're trying to master full lotus, the regular exercise is trained to be able to sit in it for 3 hours. So most people can't even get in it, let alone sit in it for 1 minute. It's a big goal. And we'll be right back right after these messages.